Something that I cannot understand, I cannot wrap my mind around, is when I hear people say that the universe or the forces of nature does not give consequences and or blessings according to your choices and actions. And oftentimes these same people will say that life is a learning experience and you align yourself with the experiences you have using your thoughts, words, and actions. So they contradict themselves, A. B, if you became, and this is not judgments. Oftentimes people will see the truth as judgment. And then you have to ask yourself, well, maybe judgment is not so bad, because that's how you can determine right from wrong in order to make good choices so that you can have a better life. So instead of being offended about judgment, maybe judgment's okay. Maybe it's not so bad. Why do we get offended over it? And I know how uncomfortable it is to feel like you're being judged, whether it's by the forces of nature, another person, or even when you judge yourself. It's incredibly uncomfortable. However, sometimes it's useful, because then you go deeper and you look at yourself to see, if there's anything you need to change in order to transform, in order to become better, in order to improve. So, judgment is not the problem. It's just, what are you being judged for? Or what is being said that makes you feel judged? Or how is it being utilized? What is the intention behind it? And, in a world where there's so much pedophilia, there's so many children and animals being hurt, in a world where it's corrupt, filled with deception and manipulation and abuse. And yes, there are beautiful souls in this world. But in my personal experience, they are very rare. They are hard to come by. They are very rare, which just makes them that much more special. And, these types of people, I'm sure they live in a beautiful reality. And one of the reasons why right now I'm so passionate about the things I talk about, which I was passionate about it before, because whenever I did find healing, I was in such a beautiful place. I was living in heaven on earth. And then I was attacked badly. And it lasted about 10 months. And then after that, I've had trauma ever since. I have every right to be angry. But what did I learn from that experience? To use my discernment, to pay attention to behavior patterns and how I feel, to set boundaries, to protect myself. So, yes, there's a way to create a beautiful reality for yourself. And my intention with what I'm doing is to create change in this world to where more people can have that experience, to where people can know what to look for in order to create those experiences. Not only what to look for, but what to do in their own life in order to create those experiences. And as much as we get offended about judgment just might be a part of the cure that this collective needs. A part of the medicine that this collective needs in order to improve the quality of life on this planet, in order to evolve and progress. A part of the formula to get us to a certain result that everyone's going to enjoy. Nobody's going to regret. I can assure you. The point is, if you become a drug-addicted prostitute and you start selling your body for drugs, are you saying that you can live a good life like that? Or if you start robbing people's homes, you'll always get away with it and you'll never have consequences for it? Or if you become an alcoholic and you're always driving on the roads, you'll never have to worry about consequences for that. You'll always get away with it. And this list goes on and on and on. Because I don't agree with that. I don't believe that. And holy texts across the globe, along with philosophies across the globe that are as old as man has been keeping up with records, has been writing and keeping up with records, because we have Hinduism, and that talks about karma. Buddhism talks about how our thoughts, words, and actions create our reality. And then so on and so forth. All holy texts and philosophies talk about either you reap what you sow, treat others how you want to be treated, karma, dharma. Then you have the law of attraction and how your thoughts, words, and actions create your reality. So yes, the forces of nature do align us with either consequences or blessings according to our deeds, according to our choices and actions. And when I say forces of nature, because you have people that will use very detailed scientific terminology. I simplify things. I simplify things because I think it's helpful, especially when you're trying to relay the message to the least of them. To simplify it, to help it so that they can understand it better. And then they can evolve from there. But when I talk about the forces of nature, I'm talking about consciousness, energy, matter, protons, antiprotons, neutrons, electrons, all of it. I just simplify. I say Father Source, the source of all consciousness and energy. Mother is all matter. It's simple. And it's because, again, I come from the very bottom. And so I want to help those that are at the bottom. And by simplifying it, they can take that and build. They can go further with it. Every now and then, we are given free will. And what we do with that free will is what determines the path we take and what unfolds after. And I think it's very misleading to tell people that the universe does not give out consequences or blessings according to our actions and what we do and our choices. Now, it's not like the universe is doing it like it's this prideful king just, restricting people and punishing people. I mean, it's not like that. I feel like people really take things personally. Even I do. So, no judgment. But it's more like every interaction has results. So, our actions and our interactions create more actions and interactions. And so what our actions are and what our interactions are determine what results we're going to experience. It's just, that's what it is. And the reason people don't like it is, how they say, like, your lights irritate their demons? Deception doesn't like the truth. The truth is, it's just sick people have things like hatred, pride, bitterness, greed, and envy. And these sicknesses cause certain emotions and feelings and thoughts and thought patterns. So it's not like there's anything wrong with them. It's a vessel that is sick, which is why I'm all about healing. And it's like, y'all hate me because of this? Oh my God. But that's the sickness. The sickness hates it because it's bitter, it's hateful, it's envious, it's angry, and it's greedy. And it's like, she's going to mess up my money because I make money off of whatever that I might be messing up, I guess. I don't know. Because I don't want to pay property taxes. I don't know. I mean, amongst many other things, property taxes is just one, There's many things that need to change. But my point is, it's really nothing to take personal, which I too take things personal. So taking things personal is not like there's anything wrong with you. I'm pretty sure everybody does to some degree. Because there are people out there, there are cults and secret societies running around destroying people's lives. I watch these videos and I already know that I gotta add all these little details in there because I just do. I get that we are playing a chess game in this reality, and the things that I went through here recently, I mean, the idea was for a smaller power structure within the power structure to entrap me so they can dictate how my life will play out, control me. And I know that I say that the Father uses us according to everything about us, you know? But sometimes the Father will use somebody that does horrible things to do those horrible things, but it's not because the Father wants it done. Like, sometimes the Father is trying to show the people around us who we are. And sometimes the Father uses us to deliver karma, because karma is a form of behavior modification that creates necessary change. And sometimes the Father uses us to educate and to heal and to help. So the Father uses us in all kinds of ways. And see, if you look at life as if we're floating through space and time, and you can also use this according to a simulation. And think of consciousness as if it's in layers. And of course, you have the lowest layer. Then you have a mid-low, a low, a mid, a low-high, a mid-high, and a high. Well, when there's too much sickness and suffering and just everything is all wrong, the whole reality drops down into lower realities. And when you get to the lowest form, it's destroyed. So when the Father sends someone to create change by speaking the truth, that is something to be very thankful for. If they are, keeping lives alive, prolonging existence. And it's funny because when the Father sends these individuals, they are the most attacked, the most hated. People want to take their place, replace them, get rid of them. Because if you can replace them and get rid of the original, well, now you can control the one that you replaced them with. But I'm not going to be replaced. Once it's brought to the awareness, awareness is key. Awareness and intention. And the Father's will. Nobody's going to replace me. And for starters, anyone that says the forces of nature do not give us consequences and or blessings according to our choices and actions, that person will most definitely not replace me. Because I can tell you that one of my biggest purposes is to bring awareness to the fact that there is right and wrong, and there is good and bad, and there are consequences and there are blessings. Karma is real. And the reason is so that we can prolong our existence. Destroying people's lives. And I'm sure that these people are the same ones that believe there's no consequences to their actions. These are the same types of people who do not believe in karma. And they're able to get away with that because there are individuals who teach that. And so they will follow those philosophies and believe it. And another reason why they get away with it is because they have money. And they're so used to being able to pay their way out of everything. Not too long ago, I saw a video where this girl said when it came to the Epstein files and how these people were saying things in the emails like they had nothing to worry about. They were just real open in their conversation as if they had nothing to hide, and they were saying very crude things. These are people who for so long have been able to use their money to get out of everything. Because so many people can be bought. But right now, we're living in a time where the forces of nature are more aggressive because it's trying to heal itself. And so money cannot save you right now. And that's one of the things that everyone is having to learn. That money cannot save you. when it comes down to restoring life on this planet and exposing the problems in order to make corrections. Ideally, you want to heal. Ideally, you want to accept the truth and work on yourself and work on healing and do what is right for all living things. And if you can't do that, the forces of nature will perceive you as a threat, like a virus. And gradually you will be eliminated. Because when restoring life on this planet, you cannot restore it when you have anything or anyone destroying life on this planet. And it's nothing to take offensively. That's the whole reason why the source of all life will create those who speak the truth and encourage and influence people to heal and even assist in it. Now, are healers perfect? No. We live in a very sick world and sickness spreads. Healers are those that are trying. Healers are those that can accept the truth, that are humble enough to accept the truth and do the work on themselves. And by doing so, they can help others do the same. Because what you're able to heal within yourself, you're able to help another heal within themselves. Because all humans are created the same. But yet they do those things and they suffer every time. This is how you get stuck in cycles of suffering. You go out and you hurt people, or you lie, or you manipulate, or you hurt children, and it returns to you. And if you don't believe that you're going to get consequences for it, you'll keep doing it. And you will continue to suffer. So when you're listening to somebody online, you always want to apply their teachings to your real life and find the evidence in your real life. You want to apply, this is why it says ask, seek, and knock. You want to ask the Holy Spirit, your higher self, God. You want to ask Father Source in prayer. And then seek by educating yourself. And then knock by applying. You're going to figure it out for yourself. Yes, there's consequences to your choices and actions. And yes, there are blessings to your choices and actions too. And the world would be a better place if we would understand and accept that truth. Yes, life is all about learning, but in order for us to evolve into a better way of living, we have to change things. In other words, these cults and secret societies, that's got to be put to a stop. Life, in the way I see it is, and how I want my life to go, is I want to be able to have time with my pets, my daughter. I want to live off-grid and be self-sufficient in a homestead fashion. Not nomad. I want to be able to contribute the way that I want to without having to join any gangs or cults or secret societies, just me working and contributing and still be successful, not have people block me because I won't join their clique. Like, just be successful and start my own business with my daughter where I live. Create content, like, really just a simple life. Like, I want to contribute, but no, I don't want to join anything like that. I'm already on planet Earth. I'm already on Club Earth. Like, why do I gotta join another club? God. If the people at the top cannot remain at the top by playing a fair game, they do not need to be at the top. If you have to send out your knights and your rooks and your bishops to destroy anyone that you find as competition, then you're not even rightfully deserving to be in your position. You can't play fair and stay in that position, if you cannot play fair and stay where you're at, then obviously you're not where you should be. And regarding life being a learning experience, whenever I go through those situations where I'm manipulated, abused, cheated, mistreated, taken advantage of, deceived. The things that I learn in those experiences are how important, the importance of setting boundaries, following my discernment, paying attention to behavior patterns, and I learned patience. But if you have to use patience all the time, eventually you're going to run out of it. So, if you have $100 and you keep having to spend money, eventually you're going to run out of it. I don't have infinite patience. And I don't believe I'm supposed to. Because doesn't that sound ideal for an abuser that wants to take advantage of you and use you? For them to just be able to do whatever they want and you just need to be patient? And it's unfortunate because it's also having to live in a survival mode. And this is why I think it's important that we learn that karma is very real, that you will reap what you sow, that how you treat others is going to return to you. Because that is not a good quality life, to have to live in survival mode because you are surrounded by corrupt, deceptive, manipulative, abusive individuals who don't believe in karma. So you don't learn how to trust in people. You learn that you can't trust people. You don't learn what it's like to experience love and support. You learn how sick this world is, and this is why we have to stop misleading people into believing that the forces of nature are not going to give out consequences and or blessings according to our choices and actions. Karma is real. Pay attention in your life and the lives of those around you, and you will find the truth.